Hey everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. Mark here, ready to dive into some more fascinating tech with my go-to co-host, Jenny.
And Jenny here, always ready to explore whatever cool gadget or breakthrough you've dug up from the depths of the internet, Mark. What gem have you got for us today?
Oh man, this one's truly something to feel good about. Pun intended. We're talking about prosthetics, but definitely not just any prosthetic. We're talking about the PSYONIC Ability Hand.
The Ability Hand. I've heard whispers about this. Isn't this the one that's supposed to have some kind of feeling?
Exactly. That's the central feature. It's being touted as the first commercially available prosthetic hand with integrated tactile sensory feedback. Just sit with that for a second. Not just movement, but actual, perceived, times feeling.
Okay, wait, let me wrap my head around this. So, someone wearing this hand could potentially feel, I don't know, if they're touching something fragile, like a raw egg, or if they're gripping something hard, like a rock?
Precisely. And that's where it gets really compelling. The sources I dug into mention this contact reflex system and clever vibration feedback. So basically, when the hand makes contact with something, smart sensors embedded in the fingertips pick up the pressure data in real time. This data is then translated into a vibration that's sent back to the user.
A vibration?
Yeah, like, you know when your phone is on silent but vibrates in your pocket when you get a text? It's a similar tactile sensation. But here, it's tied directly to the gripping force being applied by the hand. More pressure, stronger vibration.
That's fascinating. But how does that vibration translate into actually not times crushing that fragile egg you mentioned? Is it just the vibration feedback, or is there more involved?
That's where the clever engineering of the contact reflexes comes in. Dr. Adil Akhtar, the CEO of PSYONIC, explained in some interviews I read that they designed the fingers to be compliant. Think of them like having a little bit of built-in give, so they can handle impacts, which is great for daily life, but they also respond to touch in real time, almost instinctively.
Instinctively?
Yeah, the control system is constantly processing those sensor readings and subtly adjusting the grip force based on the feedback. It's not a static grip, it's dynamic. He even mentioned they conducted a successful clinical trial where participants, using this feedback, were able to grasp and handle raw eggs without breaking them. Imagine that, picking up an egg with a prosthetic hand and not crushing it.
Okay, that egg test is maybe the perfect, most relatable visual. It really illustrates a level of delicate precision you wouldn't necessarily expect from a prosthetic hand just by seeing it move. So beyond this incredible touch capability, what else makes this hand stand out from the crowd?
Durability is a pretty big factor they focused on. It has an IP64 water resistance rating, which is pretty good for, spills or getting caught in the rain. Plus, they deliberately designed it to withstand blunt force impacts.
Right, because life happens. You're bound to bump your hand on a door frame or something at some point.
Exactly. It's got to be able to take a little bit of a knock and not just seize up. And what about the weight? I imagine a heavy hand would be incredibly tiring to use throughout the day.
That was my next thought.
Good point, Jenny. The weight is notably low thanks to the carbon fiber construction. Somewhere between 470 and 490 grams, depending on where you look. But either way, that's significantly lighter than some older or less advanced alternatives. And it has a decent battery life too, around 6 to 8 hours of continuous operation even under maximum load.
Okay, so it's lightweight, durable, and you get to feel with it. That's a pretty compelling trifecta. Now how does it, move times flexibility, range of motion?
It's pretty advanced there as well. It features multi-articulated fingers, which means each finger can move independently of the others. It uses 6 degrees of freedom, which allows for much more naturalistic and versatile grasping motions than simpler designs. And standardly, yes, it comes with a range of pre-programmed grip patterns, but they're also actively looking into allowing users to create and save custom ones in the future.
Custom grip patterns? That's really interesting. So, someone could potentially design a grip specifically for, say, holding a guitar pick just right, or maybe a unique tool for their specific job or hobby?
Absolutely. The potential for personalization there is pretty exciting and could make a huge difference in someone's ability to perform specific tasks. And another crucial point, which is often overlooked but is really important for adoption, is its compatibility. It's designed to be compatible with industry-standard control systems.
Okay, what does that mean in practice?
It means that prosthetists don't have to learn an entirely new, proprietary system to fit and configure the Ability Hand. They can integrate it into existing prosthetic setups that users might already be comfortable with. I was reading technical guides demonstrating how easily it connects to standard myoelectric controls, for instance.
That seems like a really smart design choice. If a user already has a system they're used to and comfortable operating, being able to just swap out the hand component without having to completely relearn everything else would be a major advantage.
Exactly. It lowers the barrier to entry for both the user and the clinician. Now, you touched on something earlier that's always a big consideration: cost. Prosthetics can be incredibly expensive.
They really can be. We've heard stories about hands costing more than a high-end car.
Yeah. The PSYONIC hand is positioned to be more affordable than some of those high-end premium alternatives. While exact prices can fluctuate depending on customization and insurance, it generally falls within the $15,000 to $25,000 range.
Okay, and how does that compare to what you were just mentioning?
Well, some of those other advanced hands can go upwards of $60,000, even $80,000 in some cases. So while $15,000 to $25,000 is still a significant investment, they are actively aiming for greater economic accessibility compared to what's been available at the top end.
That is a significant difference. Making advanced technology more accessible to a wider range of people is always a positive. Are there any potential downsides or, concerns that have been raised about it?
That's a good question. Some clinicians and engineers I read about have expressed a degree of skepticism about the long-term durability, specifically because of that compliant, flexible finger design.
The thing that makes it so good at handling eggs?
That's the one. While that flexibility is crucial for impact resistance and the contact reflexes, there are lingering questions about how those complex mechanics will hold up over not just a year, but many years of strenuous, daily use. Gripping, lifting, bumping, all of it. It really highlights the need for extensive, independent lifecycle testing.
That makes complete sense. It's one thing for it to perform well in controlled tests or handle an accidental bump, but enduring repeated stress over thousands of hours of use is a different kind of challenge. It sounds like while the initial results and capabilities are promising, more long-term data is needed to fully assess its resilience.
Absolutely. And while we have some promising initial case studies, that egg test being a great example, getting broader, real-world user feedback outside of controlled clinical trials will be really important to understand its true performance and any potential issues that emerge over time. My research found solid clinical trial data available, but not a huge amount of widespread, long-term community insights being published just yet.
That's fair. It's still relatively new in terms of widespread availability. So looking ahead, Mark, based on what you've found, what do you see as the potential future for the Ability Hand or similar technologies?
I think the focus will definitely continue to be on refining that sensory feedback. Imagine getting even more nuanced touch information, maybe beyond just pressure, perhaps even texture or temperature feedback down the line. And with the potential for custom grip patterns becoming more common, we could see prosthetics becoming even more finely tuned to individual needs, professions, and lifestyles.
So essentially, pushing closer and closer to the capabilities and responsiveness of a natural hand?
Precisely. There's also ongoing research into more advanced motor technology for even smoother, faster movements, and advancements in AI-driven interfaces that could make controlling the hand feel even more intuitive, almost thought-controlled in the future.
Wow. So we could go from prosthetics that just move to ones that not only provide feeling but also learn and adapt to the user's specific habits and needs over time. That is a pretty exciting, almost science fiction-like prospect, isn't it?
It does feel like we're stepping into a new era for bionic limbs, doesn't it? The integration of feeling, of tangible tactile feedback, is a really significant leap forward. It stops being just about mechanically replacing a limb. It starts to be about truly restoring a sense, restoring a connection to the world.
Restoring a sense. That's a poignant way to put it, Mark. The PSYONIC Ability Hand sounds like a genuinely remarkable piece of technology that's absolutely worth keeping a close eye on as it develops and gets into more people's hands.
Agreed. It's a fantastic example of how thoughtful engineering and a focus on human experience can genuinely improve lives in rather profound ways. Thanks for diving into this with me today, Jenny.
Always a pleasure, Mark. It's stuff like this that makes me hopeful about technology's potential. And thanks to all of you for listening. We appreciate you joining us on this exploration. We'll be back next time with another dose of tech insights.
See ya, everyone.